Hello everyone and welcome back to the Marketing Empress. This is the third video in the series of Basics of Search Engine Optimization, commonly referred to as SEO. And in this particular video, we will get an overview of how search engines access the content on your web page. In the previous video, we have analyzed three processes. These were ranking, indexing, and crawling. And if you haven't checked out that video yet, I will link it at the top so that you guys can go check it out first. Now, this particular video is kind of a continuation from the previous video, and hence it's important that you have seen the previous video. So pause right here if you haven't seen the previous video. Go ahead and check that out first and then come back to this one. Now, before we jump into the content of this video, make sure you like, share and subscribe to the channel by hitting the bell notification icon so that every new video update is notified to you. So without further ado, let's get started. So by now, we know that search engines make use of bots to access the data on the website. But how exactly do they do that? And most importantly, what kind of data do they try to access on our website that in turn helps our ranking? Let's find out. When as a user you type in a search query and ask the search engine to find something for you, the search engine scans through a long list of pages that are already indexed. Alright? Now from this long list of indexed pages, the relevant results are shown to us. Ask yourself this question. The next time you look for something on Google, how many pages of content do you actually look at? In most cases, the first page of result is the only page that grabs our attention. And hence, if you have a website, then ranking on the first page of Google searches becomes utmost important. But for the content to be ranked on the first page of Google, it's important that your web page is first indexed well. And indexing is only possible when your website provides the right information to the robots. In its most basic sense, the bots must be able to understand your content and be able to group it into buckets. So the next time someone searches for content around your web page, your website must show up. For this to happen, it's important to know how search engines decide what your page is about. And also how you can optimize the pages on your website so that they show up on the search results when a person types in a search query. And this is where the concept of HTML comes in. Let's dig in deeper. It's important to note that there is a lot of difference between the way you look at the web page and the way a bot looks at the same web page. There are multiple other things that a bot looks into. And most important of the lot is the code behind your website, also commonly referred to as HTML. HTML is the hypertext markup language. Now, the specific parts of this HTML code help the search engine in understanding the content of your web page. This is great because you can accordingly highlight and work on parts that help you optimize your site. But what are these parts though? Let's figure. Now, the first part is the title tag. Okay, let's take an example of a shop that sells earphones and has a website too. Now, the title tag has to include the words earphones. Only then will the bot be able to understand what the content is around. Most of the websites already manage the HTML coding for you through their content management system, commonly referred to as CMS. Ensuring that your title tag correctly encapsulates the content of your page can result in better placement on the search result. The second part is the actual text of the website. Here, you need to start thinking from a consumer's lens, or rather, understand what are the terms that your reader would use to access the content. These terms need to be used correctly in the text so that the bots use the data correctly again. So, in a gist, you need to speak the language of your customers when you focus on writing. This will ensure that the gap between what you have to offer and what your customers want is brought down to a minimum. The third and the last part is the images that you use on your website. I have mentioned this briefly in the previous video. Your images won't be visible to the bots in the same way that the customers can see it. What the bot can see though is the code behind it. So we need to additionally add a descriptive name to the image for the bots to understand the content. The best way to do is to name the file correctly. Finalimage.jpg is not the right one, but pinkyourpods.jpg is a better one. You can also use the alt tag option to write what the image is about. To conclude, ensure that your title is descriptive as well as unique in nature. Make sure to use terms and languages that are in sync with how your customers communicate on a daily basis. Lastly, ensure that you update the alt tag so your images are visible as well. So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something from it. If you did, make sure you share, like and subscribe to the channel by hitting the bell notification icon so that when I upload the next video in this series, you can be notified. Until next time, bye bye.